Now, what if I told you that there's a punch so devastating it literally erupts like a volcano, turning grown men into human crash test dummies? Tonight, we're diving into a punch that defies science and leaves opponents unconscious before they hit the canvas. We're going to reveal how one fighter from the Philippines possessed this supernatural power and uncovered the deadly science behind punches that can turn off a human being like someone flicking a light switch in a haunted house. But here's why you need to stay until the very end. We're about to show you the exact moment when the most explosive puncher in boxing history unleashed his volcanic power and made his opponent look like he got hit by an invisible truck. Have you ever wondered why some punches barely register while others turn fighters into sleepy time participants? Scientists have studied what happens when devastating power meets the human head. A knockout is rewarded when one participant falls to the canvas and cannot rise within a specified time. Hooks to the side of the jaw cause head rotation, while uppercuts to the chin may also cause unconsciousness. The target is unconsciousness before the follow-up punch can land, leading to complete loss of muscle tone. Now think of the human head like a snow globe. When you shake it violently, everything inside moves around chaotically. Except the snow globe just got hit by a baseball bat traveling at 30 miles per hour. But what fighter mastered this deadly science before anyone else? What happens when a man develops punching power that could probably knock out a rhinoceros? Meet Manny Pacquiao. With an explosive left hand that created some of boxing history's most devastating knockouts, Pacquiao is regarded as one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing history. Pound for pound, he became boxing's only 8-division world champion. Born in extreme poverty in the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao rose from fighting for pesos on the streets to becoming one of the most feared fighters on the planet. He competed from 1995 to 2021 and became the only fighter to win world titles in 8 different weight divisions, spanning from flyweight all the way up to super welterweight. Now, he wasn't just powerful, he was a walking dynamite disguised as a human being with the heart of a warrior. And throughout his career, he scored spectacular knockdown wins that left opponents questioning reality and fans wondering if they had just witnessed supernatural power in human form. But the numbers only tell part of the story. Pacquiao possessed something beyond human understanding that turned his left hand into a weapon of mass unconsciousness. It's like having Thor's hammer, but in southpaw form. What made one fight change boxing history forever? May 2nd, 2009. What happened in Vegas that night made Ricky Hatton question his life choices. Pacquiao faced Ricky Hatton for the IBO and Ring Light Welterweight Championship at NJM Grand. Hatton had only lost once before, to Floyd Mayweather, and was the lineal champion at 140 pounds with a perfect record at that weight class. The buildup was intense. Manny fights the same way all the time. He's effective at what he does, but he's not a versatile fighter. Hatton had said during the promotional tour. Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach, shot back. His hitman tag is accurate because on May 2nd, Hatton is going to get hit. Man, and a lot. Roach even predicted the fight wouldn't last more than 3 rounds. I'm surprised that the fight was kind of easy. Pacquiao had said after the destruction, the fight lived up to every prediction of volcanic devastation. Pacquiao knocked Hatton down twice in the first round and with surgical precision before finally stopping him with a vicious left hand that dropped Hatton for good in the 140-pound title bout. Referee Kenny Bayless took one look at Hatton and declared the fight over at 2:59 of the second round. Hatton laid on the canvas for several minutes while doctors tended to him before finally leaving the ring. It looked like he had just been introduced to a freight train. "It was a hard loss, but I'm okay," Hatton said. "I really didn't see the punch coming, but it was a great shot." Pacquiao had turned a Hall of Fame level fighter into a human bobblehead with volcanic force, earning Ring Magazine's Knockout of the Year for 2009. How did Pacquiao set up this devastating destruction? What separated Pacquiao's knockout technique from every other puncher who thought they hit hard? "The fight was no surprise to me," Pacquiao's trainer Freddie Roach said. "We know he always pumps his hands before he throws a punch. He's a sucker for the right hook." The opening bell rang and Pacquiao immediately went to work with devastating precision. His speed was unlike anything Hatton had ever faced. Midway through the first round, Pacquiao unleashed a flurry of punches that had Hatton reeling against the ropes. Then came the first volcanic eruption, a perfectly timed right hook to the head that sent Hatton crashing to the canvas. Hatton beat the count at 8, but was clearly shaken. Just before the bell, Pacquiao landed another devastating combination that dropped Hatton again, like someone had just unplugged his battery. The English fighter barely made it to his corner as the crowd roared in disbelief. Pacquiao was always supposed to be quicker than Hatton, but he was also a lot stronger and a lot more accurate. His punches came straight down the middle and landed with increasing frequency as the second round progressed. In round 2, Hatton tried to mount some offense but was walking into a volcanic buzzsaw. It finally came at the end of the round when Pacquiao landed a left cross that flattened the English fighter completely. The volcano had erupted with full force. This wasn't just raw power, this was surgical precision combined with volcanic destruction. Pacquiao had studied Hatton like a chess master, planning checkmate in 3 moves. Then unleashed hell. But how did this lead to an even more devastating showcase of volcanic power? November 14th, 2009. What happened against Miguel Cotto made witnesses wonder if they had just seen a magic trick or attempted murder. Pacquiao moved up to welterweight and faced Miguel Cotto for the WBO welterweight title at MGM Grand Garden Arena in a fight billed as Firepower. I'm not Ricky Hatton, I'm Miguel Cotto. Everyone knows what Miguel Cotto is capable of doing, Cotto had warned before the fight. But from the opening bell, it was clear who possessed the real volcanic firepower. Round 3 brought the first massive eruption. Pacquiao landed a crushing left hand that sent Cotto tumbling to the canvas for the first time in his career, like he was solving math, while Pacquiao was unleashing volcanic equations. The Puerto Rican warrior rose on unsteady legs, his face already showing the effects of Pacquiao's assault. In round 4, the volcano erupted again. Another perfectly balanced left hand from Pacquiao dropped Cotto for the second time. Blood was streaming from cuts around Cotto's eyes as he struggled to his feet, but the referee allowed the systematic destruction to continue. For 8 more rounds, Pacquiao dismantled one of boxing's toughest warriors with surgical precision. Body shots, headshots, combinations. Everything landed with devastating accuracy until the referee stopped the fight at 55 seconds of round 12 as Cotto could no longer defend himself against the volcanic onslaught. Miguel Cotto comes to boxing to fight the biggest names. And Manny is one of the best boxers we have of all time, Cotto said afterward, like he was solving math while Pacquiao was unleashing volcanic equations. And with this victory, Pacquiao took the WBO welterweight title and became the first 7-division world champion. The crowd had witnessed a volcanic eruption turn a Puerto Rican warrior into a sleeping statue. But what happened when this volcanic force met its match? What happens when unstoppable force meets another guy who also hits like a runaway bulldozer? This would lead to his showdown with Juan Manuel Marquez in December of 2012. Marquez caught Pacquiao with a perfect right hand that sent him face first to the canvas, unconscious. And for the first time in his career, Pacquiao learned what it felt like to be on the receiving end of volcanic power. The knockout was so devastating, it took several minutes for Pacquiao to regain consciousness. Pacquiao's volcanic power wasn't enough against Marquez's surgical timing. And turns out, getting hit by a truck hurts just as much when you're the only one who usually drives the truck. Even the most devastating volcanic force in boxing history couldn't last forever. When 2 volcanoes collide, only one can survive the eruption, and unfortunately for Pacquiao, he wasn't wearing the right safety equipment. But what is Pacquiao's lasting impact on the sport? How do you measure the impact of a fighter who redefined what it means to hit someone really, really hard? Pacquiao became boxing's only 8-division world champion and is considered one of the greatest boxers of all time. Despite ending his career with losses later on, Pacquiao is remembered as one of the most explosive fighters of his generation. Today's knockout artists study Pacquiao's technique like ancient scripts. You train hard, and I'll train hard. And may the best man win. Pacquiao would tell opponents before unleashing volcanic destruction. With the exception of modern heavyweights, does anyone else wonder whether the fighter would wake up in this century or the next? But Pacquiao combined all these elements into something that transcended boxing. He turned the art of knockout into volcanic eruption, making opponents disappear faster than free pizza at a college dorm. So what exactly is the volcano punch that made Pacquiao legendary? The best timing for landing a knockout punch is for you to land the punch as your opponent is throwing his. Not before, not after. You have to land the punch right as he's throwing his full body weight into his. The combined momentum is what maximizes the chance of you creating a knockout. The volcano punch isn't just about power. It's about the perfect storm of timing, technique, and raw destruction that turns a human fist into a weapon of mass unconsciousness. Pacquiao didn't just throw punches, he erupted. Manny Pacquiao possessed something beyond science, beyond training, beyond human understanding, the ability to harness volcanic force and channel it through his left hand. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.